That boot isn't tore, is it?
No. We'll just send her.
Huh? Guess we'll run it till it falls apart.
Uh-huh. Making weird noises. All right, let's try this again. Okay. Last video we had pump issues. Plumber had to come out, pull the pump out of that white building there. Been working good since. So this morning, Dad and I want to clean off that mound of basically crap that has been building up the last few days. We were hoping we'd get a good freeze last night, but you can see, especially up in there, it's really just liquidy crap, and that's not going to pick up very well with the tractor. We want to get that out of there before it freezes solid, and then it just kind of hangs out there. It only got down to about 28 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna feed a couple loads of feed. We gotta unhook the 8R from the roto grind, hook it up to the manure spreader. Got a feeling with how liquidy it is, I might be dripping some liquid turd on the road, on the highway, so the city people won't like that. Whew, look at that. The Californians won't like that one. That won't take long. We're gonna actually skip feeding the middle pen and the north lot until we get them cleaned out. It's just a lot easier that way. The cattle don't keep walking up on there when we're trying to scrape it up. So this next load's going to the bred heifers. So we're gonna be calving here in about a month. So that's pretty exciting. Gotta feed them quick and then run back over to my cows because that water's getting full here. There have been a few bulls getting picked out. There's still a lot left. Bulls are definitely starting to get spoken for. If you're interested, we're just telling people to message Dad on Instagram, Sonne Farms Dad. I think that water's gonna be running over. My phone went off a bit ago. She ran over just a little bit though, just like for a minute. Look, all the cows coming in. There's some over there. If they would have just drank some. Yes?
Are you still here? Did you go to the whole place?
I'm shutting water off.
Okay, I'll feed the cows.
Okay, and I didn't run the water over. I better check the oil. Then we'll have to put on the PTO adapter from big 1000 to small 1000. Then we'll be ready to sling some turd. Looks good to me. Look at this. Someone's pooping on my 4-wheel drive. So this thing just slips on there. You want it to have a nice tight fit so there isn't much wobble in it. Tighten the set screws down. You want those tight down in this groove right here. My hands is getting cold. Okay. Then you tighten the nut down and it makes it so there's constant pressure on that set screw, and so it's harder for it to turn out on its own. I might need this. So this is weird. On this one hose, it's got some hair on it. That looks like skunk hair. I think we're ready. Make sure everything's working here. Dad has that last load of feed mixed up for, it's split between those two pens. So we're gonna clean those ones off quick, feed them. It looks like they're all bunched in the corner of the gate where we're going through.
Usually with these grain bins here, this is the most frozen and it's just water. You can get some of it, but I'm not gonna be able to pick it all up and make it clean like I like. You know, the bullpen looked pretty good over there. I think it's gonna work pretty good.
Yeah.
This
Soupy.
more cattle, all that. I'll get what I can get.
Okay.
So you guys got any friends that call you like twice a year, wish you well, you know, probably Thanksgiving and Christmas. You were good friends with them a long time ago, and now they just contact you a couple special occasions during the year. I have that with a friend of mine from high school. His name's Jack, except he contacts me twice a year. Once for I'm selling calves today, will you bid on them? And two, in the spring, how do you set this crust buster grill? Good friend. Good friend.
Nice. Oh my gosh. That is some wet stuff. Oh, it's gonna get splattered on me. Hopefully we don't ruin that new clay we put on the back. That's like dairy quality. This might be one of those situations where yesterday we really wanted to do this, and even though the conditions aren't very good, we're still doing it. That is definitely gonna be nicer for them to stand on. It's like Niagara Falls of poo. I know you're all waiting for it, so I'll just say it now. It's moist. It does seem to me the new clay is holding up. The concrete ends about right in there, and that tire track didn't sink in at all. So hopefully that stays solid. Right after we put that clay there, one of our buddies who owns a feedlot, a big feedlot, and they haul in a lot of clay, he said, you know, this time of year it doesn't work very good. In the spring of the year it gets all soupy. And so we didn't like to hear that after we spent like 3 days hauling clay in. I don't know, I guess we'll see. It was above freezing when we did it, and I thought we packed it all right. So I guess we'll see what happens in the spring. What's up? Little story time. We were doing this a couple years ago. It was, of course, before we put the clay on the backside, which we did like 3 weeks ago. And the tractor started slipping off this concrete pad, and the tires went down in some deep muck, and it looked like the tractor was about to tip over. Which is part of the reason why we bought that dump truck, so we could haul clay in. Because Dad specifically mentioned that moment. He said, because I don't want to almost tip over again. That's sloppy. I've never seen that before. It's cake batter in there. Just, oh, it's gross. It's pretty cool though, huh? That first stuff looks pretty solid. But here you could really see what we're trying to clean up. You got your concrete, and then you got some fluffy stuff. That's basically manure mixed with snow, because we had those 5 inches of snow about a week ago. Nice. I got a feeling when I open that back end, half that stuff's gonna just flow right out. You almost need something that a dairy would use, like a manure pusher. Just go down here, push it out into the bean field, because it's wet. And that wet stuff, it's hard to pick up. It just kind of flows right back out of the bucket. As I'm going to the corn stalks to dump this stuff, I don't know if you can say spread. It's going to be more like a dump. That'll hop in the feed wagon, feed those 2 groups that we just cleaned the pens of. Man, look at that stuff. Just soupy. When I get to the field, I'm going to put the camera back there and see what it looks like when I open that slop gate. I don't know why I'm so excited about it. It's just, life on the farm can be kind of lonely. We got some nice snow as a poo backdrop. Here, that looks like a good mount. It's gonna get dirty. Shield your eyes. That was a terrible idea. So much poop. Next, we're gonna be headed to this bullpen right after we get this picked up. That's just some ground hay that there's always a little bit of stuff sprinkling and falling off. Ever since we put that new pump in the well house, this drinker has not been doing a good job. Even replaced the pump or the float in there. It's like 8 inches lower than it normally is, and it's not flowing fast. Definitely gonna get some people wondering, hey, aren't you spreading on snow? You can't do that. This ain't Europe. We can spread on snow. Put a little poo on the road. Oops. I'm gonna try working on that water drinker for the bulls. I'm gonna have to take the other valve off. Once we do that, water's gonna squirt out at pretty decent pressure. So we're gonna shut the water pump off first. It was the last video I threw some rat poison in here. The next day, sucker, this big around, was sleeping. He really liked that rat poison. They're both gone too. I threw 2 whole blocks in here. Whew. So Dad, I didn't have an opportunity to ask you would you rather this morning. So I guess here it is. Would you rather have to drink out of this drinker or have your boot filled with some of that slop that we were picking up this morning for a day?
I suppose if I drank out of this drinker, it might be a long day and a long night.
It might be a long couple days. So you going with the slime in the boot?
I suppose.
Yeah, that's probably the way to go. Boot slime.
Yeah.
That was a brand new.
Well, that well getting shut off and turning back on.
Yeah, I thought we ran it though before we
did.
put it on. But why we replaced this one?
Okay.
Well, first off, when we put the new pump on, some rust went through, so this was running slow.
Pretty good size hole there now.
That is decent. So I understand why that new valve was running so slow, but somehow it got gunk in it. So now we're gonna try it again. Take the old valve back off. Hope that the new valve will flow faster. Just a bunch of screwing around.
Turn it back on.
It's about lunchtime. Gonna warm up a little, get some food. Then I think we'll do a welding project to end the day. Because everybody loves welding, right? Guess what we got? Because every video, we run the chute, someone says, hey, you should put wheels on that. Finally getting around to it. So you're gonna sit there, and you're gonna watch me put these wheels on, because everybody was telling me to do it. I was getting sick of it. Like, I don't text you and say, hey, do this. I'm just messing with you. We did finally get some wheels. We were in town yesterday. So we got 2 that are just straight, and then we got 2 swivels with the lock on it. That'll be nice so the thing don't roll away when we're working cattle. I think what I want to do is build like a frame to put underneath it, and then weld and screw those wheels onto the frame. So that's what we're going to do. We got some flat iron, some angle would be nice, but we don't have that right now. And it looks like my chop saw is buried. I'll measure a bit. It's kind of chilly in here. Whew. Should we get this running? Might as well pamper myself, right? We're gonna get it 80 degrees in here. I'm gonna find some sand. I'm gonna flood this thing, act like I'm at the beach. South Dakota, no. We're in the Bahamas now, baby. Crank that sucker up. Oh, on. Oh, I probably gotta plug the other side in. Oh yeah. chop saw pops the breaker about 60% of the time. I'm welding, the majority of the time is just me walking back and forth from the chop saw to the breaker box. Feeling tropical in here. I mean, they need like if it wasn't just on or off, like kind of a lead up into it. Oh. Oh man. This chop saw is gonna make me have to start therapy or something. Just spin. You just gotta spin. Okay. Anybody got a suggestion? I know what it is. It's because it's a DeWalt chop saw. Is that what it is? I'm just kidding, DeWalt guys. Kinda is upsetting. You know what they say? The 10th time's the charm. I need those magnets. Ugh. It's not ideal. How's that? Yeah. 39 3/4. It's a little off. I'll make sure it fits before I put wheels on it. Nice. It's a little snug, but it goes on. I kind of want to do this the easy way. Go something like this and just weld it down in there. Do you think that'll work? Weld on that one back side and then on this long side. I feel like this thing shouldn't be under too much stress. I guess if it doesn't work, I just gotta weld some more onto it. I think I'm gonna go with the easy route today. You know what they say, the best time to screw up is in front of 125,000 people. I think it'll work. I built a cart for somebody, one of our neighbors, and it was kind of the same thing. It was just like a metal frame with some of these wheels, some of these type of wheels, and I welded them on. It held like a bunch of racks and it was really heavy. The wheels didn't fall off that time, so I just assumed I could weld them on. Left it on the ground, they didn't fall off, so we're just gonna roll with that. Roll. Did you catch that one? Might have been that metal, but I'm getting a little bit of a headache. Got 3 of the corners in, and this one's just barely catching on the lip. I thought I cut each one of those like a 1/4 inch too long, so this wouldn't happen. I think if I slap it with a hammer. Sometimes you just gotta hit it with a hammer, guys. Did it go? Each one of those wheels is a 220-pound max wheel. If I had to guess, that thing probably weighs like 500, maybe even, yeah, about 500 pounds. It's a heavy sucker. To be honest, I don't think it rolls very good. You know, every little rock and all this trash on the ground. Yeah, that ain't bad. The best part about all that is that people are gonna quit saying, "Hey Cole, you should put some wheels on there." Well everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. January is definitely our slowest time of the year. Going into February, as you know, we're gonna start calving. So stay tuned, keep watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Dad, what do you think they're thinking? Or McGurd Perlis?